Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and let's get going here. So I read an article about the Carolina Hurricanes. As we know, last night they had to use the emergency backup goalie because James Reimer and Peter Mrazek got hurt, and they ultimately won. Congrats to that goalie for being the Toronto Maple Leafs. Not that hard. Sorry, Leafs fans. So we're looking in. I read this report. Carolina has asked about two players. Robin Lehner, like you see on the screen. I'll bring up the other guy in a minute. So looking at how tomorrow is the trade deadline, and Chicago, as of right now, sits 62 games played, 27, 27, 8 for 62 points. They're 500 team. But in a sense, they are still 6 points out of a wild card spot. There's no way they're going to make the top 3 in the Central Division because they're down 16. Their third place is 16 points. So their only chance is to get into that wild card spot. And you know what? They're 6 points behind Calgary, 8 behind the Coyotes. So in a sense, that might not work out too good. So we all know why Robin Lehner and Carolina would make sense. Tomorrow's the trade deadline. I believe Chicago is going to be sellers. And looking at last year's stats, as you see on the screen, this is actual full-time stats. He went 25, 13, and 5. We look at Carolina's record this year. They are sitting in a wild card spot, but tied with 2 other teams. So they do have a wild card spot, but they are 2 teams. And they're 8 points behind the Capitals. So looking at Lehner, why this might be a good move is he's played 33 games this year. He's 16, 10, and 5 with a 3.01 goals against and a 918 save percentage. Okay, you might say, well, that's not the greatest save percentage or goals against, but you got to look at Chicago. They have been blown out a couple times when he's in net, and Chicago's not having the best year. And looking at the next guy, and I'll tell you why I think they should pull both of these guys off. It is Erik Gustafsson. So let's give a look at him. These are his career actual stats right on the screen. He had 60 points last year. Not too bad. That in 79 games, I'll take that any day. With only 34 penalty minutes, he's doing something right. And he likes to shoot the puck. There was a rumor that Pesci got hurt last night. My buddy on Dolany TV said he got hurt last night. I haven't seen anything on there. But with Dougie Hamilton gone for the season, you can bring in a guy like Erik Gustafsson, as he has played 59 games this year, 6 goals, 26 points, minus 18, or minus 8, sorry. That's a defenseman you can bring in to help you make that playoff push. And I believe Carolina does have the assets for it. That team is so depth in players, it's not even funny. Going from from 06 when they won the Stanley Cup to now, they were bottom feeders for the longest time. Then I don't know what happened last 3 years. Something clicked, and they are a good team now. Maybe it is because they moved on from those superstar players and realized that you don't need a full team of superstars to win. And that's what Carolina is. They don't have guys like Brett Seabrook, Keith back in the day. They had Patrick Sharp. They had Taves, Kane, Panarin, Ladd. They had superstars on that team, or really good players, and ultimately couldn't win a cup. So I know they won a couple, but I think Carolina should pull this trade off because these are key guys that I know. Leonard is a free agent. after this year. I'm not too sure about Gustafsson, but this be an amazing pickup, and I believe Chicago's going to be sellers. I believe Saad's probably on his way out tomorrow, if not before July 1st. I believe, maybe Shaw might be out. I know they've been trying to shop Brett Seabrook for the last 3 years, but that doesn't seem to be happening because no one wants that contract. And they have been also rumors of maybe bringing a guy in for a bunch of prospects going out. So we'll see. But that's what I think. I think Carolina is going to acquire, if not both, one of these guys. We all know they're in the market for a goalie, so let's see what happens. And I'll catch you later on tonight. Have a good one.